Hi my friends, good morning, how are you doing? Okay, so here we have this video. It's for updates for different departments, many different subjects. So please, you're making the handbooks, already organize them properly everywhere, and we'll have them all properly clear and completed for the organization launching day. So, and you're gonna be checking, editing everything, and you, the volunteers that are helping him out, and me as well, gonna put everything that is missing. We're gonna complete everything the best as possible. Okay, so they're ready for the organization launching day. So here's the video with many updates. Thank you for cooperation. See you soon. Okay, so I took the parts out, and that's what I got. So I think that's aluminum, but I'm not sure. So what you do, you just take the things apart, and put to recycle. This is two things together. It's plastic one side, metal on the other, we cannot use. But for what's possible, you already put to recycle according to what's in your country. The rest you put in the trash. Just make it simple and easy. Make it done. That's the main thing. If you have different places that might recycle or might open up, you can get different neighbors to bring. So because you're gonna share everything, have everything in a covered area, right? For all house items that are being cleaned up in boxes or bags, whichever you have, right? So you can have that too. Select, and the neighbor's gonna help to select them. Okay, so when the trucks will come and pick them up, will already be organized. For the future, I'm trying to see which one would be the most sustainable for lids instead of having screws, right? That they get out with time. We can have something like that, or something else. So please help me find the best solution for lids. How are we gonna do? If this is really durable, for life, or if we have a better option, please let me know. Thank you. Okay, my friends, I have some more comments here for producers and also for house cleanup. Okay, so let's say this shirt. We are not making any t-shirt or shirt with any other color inside or outside, right? I'm just showing for us to be really clear, okay, to everyone. And every logo or name from the inside, people are not going to do that anymore. They're only going to print or have a label. I'm going to let you know afterwards which one will be the most sustainable along the years, right? Just with the number, the size of that piece of fabric. Okay, so here I have this fabric is soft, right? And type of synthetic, right? But we can use for now because it's already made. If of course, if the fabric is part of the dress code, okay? So cotton, synthetic, we can use right now, okay? For all the things that we already have, if the piece of fabric it's part of the dress code, okay? All right, so now here I have another example of for example, this lid of a pan, it's not good, doesn't fit properly, and keeps making noises. So we are going to try to everything you have, you take apart, okay, get a screwdriver, you take apart, so you can recycle the parts, okay? So get a screwdriver and get the job done. All right, thank you. Let's get organized and have our house clean up and everything neat and beautiful. Okay, I'm going to show you a few things that we are not having in the future. We can use now only during the 28 weeks, and we have to recycle them. So this, no drawings like that anywhere, or in plates or in mugs, all gonna be in solid colors. I already talked about that. I'm just giving some details because less machines and less work will be needed. So everything will be white and plain. We're also not going to have this type, you know, with a separation in the middle. So we can only use now. After that, people need to bring to recycle centers or to, you know, whichever it's guided at their county information, okay, before the end of the 28 weeks. The other thing is for clothes, we're not going to have any color inside, like this one here, you see? We're not going to have that because not needed. We are also not going to have the name tag of the company. We are only going to have the tag of the information of the size, right? Because that's needed. And the type of fabric, because we are going to have some synthetic fabric for a few things. For swimming clothes and for sweaters, right? Because they're more efficient. But no color trims like that. And also no color trims like this one here. You see inside color trims? All right. Now, let me say a few words about this. We are going to have, but it's not going to be too long like this one because nobody gonna need that much to extend. You're gonna look really ugly. A few, I think 4. You know, I think 4 is reasonable because some people are really skinny, but then they catch up, right? Some children. Okay, so these elastic ones, once we already have, if everything, let's say everything is good, so we can keep them for now. I will tell you until which year, maybe for 4 years or so, and then no more for everybody, okay? But I will give an answer afterwards because we have many with this thing that the fabric is good. But they need to be good inside too. So things like this one with that, or the one I just show you, right, with this type of trim here, you know, we can use only during the 28 weeks and no more, okay? I think it's really good. But for elastic, I'm gonna let you know if we can use for 2 more years or not, okay? All right, so the other thing is that we're not going to have side pockets like that. So only during the 28 weeks and no more. Shorts or pants, okay, even that they look a little bit social. This is not social, but even that they look a little bit social, you know, not social of course because it has the pocket, but I mean here, this part, okay? So we're not going to have, so everyone needs to turn them in to the thrift store because they will select properly in case we can reuse the fabric, right? Because I'm trying to figure out if we can reuse the cotton fabric instead of disposing them, because it's hard, you know, in some countries it's going to be hard to grow so much cotton that we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do for future millennials, because for centuries is easy, we can keep, you know, some, and you know, synthetic will last for a long time, but for millennials we still have to figure out. Okay, so the other thing is for the pattern of the clothes. So we're not going to have anything like that, you know, where the fabric has a pattern. You see, it's not really smooth, it has lines in it, okay? All right, so that's also very important, and it's mandatory for everyone, every sewing person, right, to sew it really strong. We are not going to have industrial sewing machines. We're going to have people using machines, good machines, right? And they're gonna be working all day, right? That's their job. And they're gonna take turns, sew and cut, sew and cut. So they won't be having repetitive movements all the time. They will be working the same location, but they can be doing different things, right? Or even 4 things. So they can sew, they can cut the fabric, and they can pre-wash the fabric. So and the other thing what they can do, prepare the tags, right? Prepare the tags with the tag information, right? Okay. The other thing, we are not going to have buttons like that in any clothes. Why? Because it is mandatory to sew so good, so strong that will last for decades. All right? And the zipper is also mandatory, needs to be in the same color, cannot be in a different color. And the zipper needs to be really, really durable, of a very good quality. So we won't have any problems, because that's the only way, for pants we really need zippers. Because, for buttons take way too long. So it's not good for children, for adults, not good for anyone. So we really need zippers. We're not going to have any name of the zipper company or the fabric company, right? The company that's making the clothes. Okay? All right, so here's just a few more updates for all of you. Thank you. Talk to you soon. You see, my phone doesn't turn off. Okay, so we will have salads for sale for 8 weeks, right? Because up to 8 weeks, everyone will have lots of salad and quite many veggies already. So things like that, tags from day of notice, we're not going to use anymore, because people need to learn about the vegetables they are getting for free at the supermarkets while supermarkets are open. So they're gonna have signs by the salads, but not individual signs like this, okay? All right, and everyone that already produced everything that we won't be using already, send them to recycle centers. All right, thank you for your attention. Have a great day. Okay, I'm going to show you some salad wire that you can use and some that you cannot. For example, this one got a little blurry, sorry. Okay, now you can see. All right, this one is quite good because very firm. You see, it's very firm. On the sides, does not rip. So you can tie it some vines like that, for tomatoes or peas, whichever you have. So this one is a good type. The other one that rips on a side, those are not good, but this one you can use for quite a while. You see, you cut in the small sizes and put in a transparent jar or in a plastic tray for easy to see, right at the garden shelves for people to see, easily see. Use, clean, you wipe them down with a fabric so they will be clean, and use again next season you need, next plant. All right, that's a good idea. Okay, so even paper bag like this one, that is the holder is also paper, we're not going to make anymore. We're just going to make plastic and canvas bag. Canvas need to be in dark color so they will last for many years. Okay, and the ones we already have we can use, right? If they're washable, that's okay. All right, and here I have some images of the bowls and how they will be, and that they're not going to be curvy on the side. They're going to be straight because that's easy for the food to don't spill. All right, okay, so the bottom image, the drawing I made, is the right one. All right, thank you so much, my friends. Thank you. I have a few more updates I want to give you. So, people with autism, if they can really focus and get married, and then they can stay. They have up to the end of the 28 weeks, right, to improve practices and really focus in getting married. And being responsible, right? Being a husband or being a wife, that's very important. They do not need, the ones that are alive now, they do not need to have children. That's okay. But they can adopt too, because everyone needs at least 2 kids, right? So they can adopt 2 right now, everyone that is 22 years old and older, okay? All right. And for new ones, as soon as it's detected, depends how severe it is. So they will join the life renovation program, because it's much easier, my friends, for a child that's 2 years old, right, to die and born right away from the same parents, instead of living a whole life with problems, difficulties in many ways. Okay? All right. They also need to be able to study, right? To go to university, they have to be able to do that. So if they improve a lot by the end of the 28 weeks, that's fine, they can continue. And they already have to marry right away from notice a week or two, right? So they have time to catch up and be better. Okay, and for the future ones, we're going to have details on when it's discovered, on how how severe might be for them to join the life renovation program, or for parents and everyone to really work hard, helping them, for them to also evolve spiritually and study, be responsible, have a spouse, right, and have their own house. Because also with instead of making them as little children, but also for us to work and say you are growing up, you're an adult, and be serious with them. Be serious that if they don't really make great improvement during these 28 weeks, they will join the life renovation program, for them to see that's really serious. So the teachers have to do that, family needs to do that, right, on both sides, for that child, that teen, or that adult to know that it's serious. They have to really be better, or there's no other way, okay? Because we're doing this for their own good. Of course, if they go to life renovation program, they're going to have prayers and everything else, as we already talked about, for everyone that will join the life renovation program. The other thing is that we're not having any game for children, adults, anyone that will cover eyes. We'll not play those games anywhere, anytime, because this is not right, that's not good, not positive, not needed. Okay? So not little children trying to find, some people play these games, find a pen and with a wooden spoon. We're not doing that. Also, people that used to do that when they're alone with their spouse, we're not doing that either. None of the games covering eyes we're going to do. That will be forbidden. Okay, for wheelchair, the same thing. Because instead of the person being dependable of so many people to do their own things, right? We're going to, the family will do prayers for them for 2 or 4 weeks, right? We already said that, 2 or 4 weeks decided, because we plan on 2 weeks. If the person needs more, it's okay, 4 weeks prayers to prepare the person spiritual for them to born right away in someone on their own family, or someone from a dear family, okay, for them to born right away. It's very important. Instead of being stuck to a wheelchair, we're not having everyone in wheelchair and walkers and canes and crutches and all these things. They have up to the end of the 28 weeks to be walking, to be really walking, okay? And if they improved a lot, they just to walk, that's fine. Okay, but for those that were using walkers, they have to be walking fast. Everyone will have basic detailed information on how much they need to progress according to their age, of course, right? A person that's 20 years old is very different than one that's 80 or 90, things like that. But no one will have any of those things after the end of the 28 weeks, because that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable, and we have to clean up this now. So some people are really attached to their bodies, right? Even their bodies are not working well so much anymore. But we can also help those people to think in another way that is much easier for them to born a new baby again and enjoy their own family, enjoy their own life in a different way, right? Okay? So we're going to have details like those that use canes, those that use crutches, those how much they have to improve every month according to their age for them to get out of it by the end of the 28 weeks. We're also not having any blind person, or the person can see or the person cannot see. Okay, but completely blind we are not having. If the person can see one eye, that's okay. Okay, but the person needs to be able to see up to 20 meters or so, right? For them to continue in life, It's very important for the person to see. And if they cannot see, completely cannot see, they have to go to the life renovation program. They do 2 weeks or 4 weeks of prayers and born again. So we are also not having any person that's deaf and any person that's mute. Everyone's mandatory. Everyone needs to talk properly. Okay? Needs to talk properly. We have to understand what the person is saying. No one gonna be using tablets to talk to others or notes or cell phone, none of those. Or they can talk or they cannot talk. They need to talk the basic, because some people don't talk because they don't hear. Some people don't talk for other reasons. So people that are deaf and people that cannot talk, they're mute or they cannot speak properly, they cannot stay. It's much easier, instead of being waste years on their lives, they just go to life renovation program. And my friends, when we talk about life renovation program, it's gonna be in an easy, simple way. We're gonna be enthusiastic about, no one gonna be sad about, enthusiastic. Look, you're gonna born again. That's amazing. Look, So as soon as we have this law approved in all the countries, right? As soon as we have the organization launching day, that's already approved. Everything's already approved in all countries. Okay, the organization launching day is the day that will be approved in all countries. And people that don't want, so they go to life renovation too, because that's the only way. We're not going to fill up jails anymore. We're not going to have jails, my friend. We're not going to have that anymore. It's not possible, not sustainable. Everyone will be good and start a new life. Okay, so people need to talk properly. They have to move their mouth, they have to articulate, we have to understand what they're saying. All right, for us to have a better practices, better families. Okay, all right, but in a simple and positive way. Now, people from hospice is different. They have 2 days to close down. Right? So according to the problem the person has, or they go home or they're ready to go to join the life renovation program, because there's no need for us to wait too long. If the family will pray for them, so they have to pick them up and bring them home and do the 2 or 4 weeks prayers at home, not the hospice, because no one gonna be working at the house. They have to work at their own residential communities to plant their gardens and for us to start the 28 weeks. So all hospitals going to be closed, all hospitals going to be closed the same way. We're not having people with tubes, pretending they're alive, but they're not alive anymore. Or wait for years for them to come back and be alive. So, for example, people in coma, right? Some people do come back, yes, after days, after weeks, after months, or some people after years in coma, right? But we're not doing that. Or people go home, They're not in coma. They can go home without machinery and everything, or they already joined the life renovation program. And the family will do prayers after that moment. That's fine. We'll be calling their name, and praying for them to born again. Because no one gonna be in hospitals. Hospitals have 2 days, as every other business. They have 2 days to close down. The only exceptions for jails that, we have to be more careful how we're doing. But all clinics, spas, all these treatment centers for drugs, for obesity, for everything, every place has 2 days to close down. They need to have their reports done by the owner, by the manager, the person that's there. And in 2 days, by 6 o'clock, it's not 2 days like 48 hours. No, we're not doing that anymore. We already decided. On the second day, by 6 o'clock, they're closing the door. They already have their reports done, and they go home. And they have to clean up their business and their homes for everyone that's leaving the state. People with negative practices, right, doing negative things, selling alcohol and tobacco, opioids, and all these things, they have to move out of states. Doctors that have authorization to prescribe marijuana for pain, they need to move out of state or even go to semi-arid and desert lands. Okay, so the organization volunteers gonna give, according to how bad they were, they're already going to send these people to other countries, for them to renew life. In which way? Helping to plant trees, because that's what we really need in our planet, right? Lots of trees cover all these deserts, and they're going to learn how to plant, right? And be successful and have water there. So all of them, they have, in 2 days, they have to clean up homes and the basic, right? Because the arriving family gonna clean up details, but the basics they have to clean up before they leave, and their work area. Okay, so all this place will be closed down. Every doctor that sold marijuana for patients, they will go to semi-arid desert land, because I'm really positive that none of them were helping only people with real pain, real pain. I don't believe, but the volunteers, the organization volunteers, gonna check this. Of course, if they were helping people that were really pain, then it's okay. If they were helping people that maybe were not in pain or for money, they're going to go to desert lands as well. And deserts, they need to do that. Because for a doctor to do bad things, with the degree they have, the diploma they have, it's not right. For lawyers to do bad things, the degree they got and work for evil, they also need to go to deserts, not semi-arid areas. They need to go to desert, because these are real crimes. Doctors putting implants on people that don't need, doing surgeries on people that don't need, or say they are very sick or this and that, but instead of, they know better, they know how to for example, tell people to eat healthy and work out, but no, they want sick people so they come back and pay more money, right? So all this is wrong. People that use their profession or anything, they did real bad things, that's where they're gonna go. They're gonna go to deserts and renew life over there. Politicians that are corrupt, and people that work in a government that are corrupt, and companies that did bad papers for the government, right? They didn't use the proper materials. Like in many countries, they do roads that don't work. They break down soon after. They use bad materials. They get their money and they use bad materials. The roads, with the first few rains in a few years, the roads are bad and bad again and bad again. So everyone that did bad practice, according to what it was, that's where they're going to go. They're going to go to deserts and work to plant trees, because that's what we need on our planet. So they did bad things to our planet, right? to our humanity. So now they're going to do good things and work and really work, right? Because that's the only way. Families that had positive and negative people, they're going to be split up because that's the only way, unless they really want. But that's the only way, because if the good people want, even husbands and wives, because some people do bad things without the spouse knowing, they can renew life, they can leave a note or say bye properly in a safe public location. Say bye and renew life. Have everything already arranged for the people that are good, being the spouse or the children, to stay in a good place with good people, right? And renew life. People don't have to stay with other people that are not good, not positive, not doing right things, and harming other people. People that made spouses against each other, right? Like people from CIA, people from FBI, right? Spouses against each other, children against parents, parents against children, or children against other children, or friends against other friends. This is make no sense to have. Every FBI and CIA agent they have a moment of notice. They have to resign and they cannot work 1 minute more. That's it, of evil practice here in our planet. My friends, who can do bad things, they need to realize that they have to stop. Just because they have power, they cannot keep using other people and making them do bad things. People that have power with money, people that have power with other ways, like government leaders, or if they have power over their spouse, that many cultures do that, or they have the woman, the man have power over the woman, or people that have power over the employees that are almost slaves, right? Even in first world countries, right? We have people that work, right? But they're almost like slaves, right? They get a tiny money, they work in they live in tiny places, and all these things are not good, not positive. People that did bad things in any way, they have to pay for their consequence. In jail, we have people that stole bikes, stole few things, and people that stole millions of dollars or work for traffic are walking on the streets, do what they want, right? Even applying again to be the president of their countries, or applying again to be government leaders, or just enjoying life, with money in another bank in Switzerland, right? We have people like that. So everybody that did bad things, in purpose. It's not because they were not aware of what they were doing. People that pay others to kill other people, right? Some people, have a lot of power and they did bad for land, even for private people, to have more farms, more land. They pay other people to shoot, to kill others. Or people that paid good lawyers, people that were working, to resolve a situation, and they kill them. They have to pay for their consequence. They need a bracelet. No, not bracelet. We already decided they need an anklet. And that's irremovable. Gonna only remove when they died. We decide that, because if we give them 5 or 10 years or 20 years, like to have the anklet, to be monitored what happens, maybe they're gonna leave and start doing bad things again. We have in some countries people that are so powerful inside jails. They have a cell phone, they command the whole traffic right there from the jail. They are in jail and they have power over many, many people. So this thing's gonna stop. People are really bad, like this one I just said. They just go to life renovation program, and families are forbidden to see them, forbidden. They do their prayers at their homes, or go. If they are bad, in jail or not, they have to go as well. okay? But maybe even apart, because then they won't plan anything bad. People that are bad, they need to be separated from each other, because will be easier for the organization to monitor what they're doing, how they're doing, and they need tiny cameras and regular cameras everywhere, including their bedrooms. They cannot be married, right? They cannot be married, because we have enough of good people to marry. But some people, if they're really bad, they gonna go to the life renovation program. That's it. People that overuse their power, in very bad, mean ways. That's the only place for them. Renew and born again, because that's no other way. We're going to monitor them for so many years with so many security guards monitoring them every minute of the day, right? So that's the only way. People are really mean. That's where they're gonna go. They're gonna go to electric chairs. That's it, from the organization moment day and on. Okay, that's decided in any way. Doctors that were really bad, lawyers that were really bad, government leaders that were really bad. That's the only way, because how are we gonna occupy people's life to have so many people, many security guards checking them up day and night, every minute of the day? How are we gonna do that? Spend people's life doing that? No, we're gonna check regular people. People did a little bad, it's okay. They're gonna be forgiven. They are people that did bad things, kill others from own self, from own emotional problem, mental problem, whatever it is. They have to pay for their consequences, right? But people that were really mean, right, really mean, that's where they're gonna go. And the organization volunteers will be giving them, for people right now, those that are in jail or not, they are going to be the ones that gonna be deciding for all of them, because we cannot write all details. We are just gonna write the details from now on, okay, for new problems, because you're not going afterwards. You're not going to be checking old videos, old things. We have to decide now. Or they can stay alive, in deserts, or they cannot. Because in deserts, they're not going to live by themselves. They're going to live in proper apartments, right? Because that's we decided already. No one gonna be nomads, no one gonna be hermits, no one gonna be, gypsies. We're not having any of these things. People gonna live in communities, right, with other people. The only thing we can do is for the men that are the worst, they can still live, with others, right? For them to improve their other in communities, I mean. But they're not going to have a wife, because we don't have women for everyone. That's already decided. Okay, so they can live in a community. Because, my friends, that's the only way we are going to renew this planet. Only way. Okay? Only way. We are not having, security guards day and night, checking other people. Okay? And, but for those that can be forgiven, all right, so they have their anklets, gonna be removed only when they die. Only when they die. So the keys for the anklets going to be only at the crematory centers that are really closed. No one can come in, only people that really work there, and they can use only when the person is really already there, right? They will be brought from the hospital or from the jail, right? That they're going to have the electric chairs are just these two places, right? The jail and the hospitals, because some good family members gonna born right on their grandson, granddaughter, right there at the hospital when they're having the newborn, right? And on the future, these electric chairs from the jail gonna be sent to the city office, right? One of the city office there, right? and because you're not going to have jails anymore, but we are going to keep those electric chairs because that's the only way. The other thing is that everyone in an electric chair needs to put a wet shirt and a wet sock so they die right there, few seconds, because we're not doing, because it happened before in history, right? People had problems, have to do it again, give the electric shock again. We're not doing that. Just forget it, people that are really mean, that's what they need. They need to die and done. So they're gonna put these two wet things and in few seconds gone. The other thing is that for lethal injection, they can be used for the ones they already have, but we are doing fast. We are not having all this process for the person to don't have pain. If the person has pain for 1-2 minutes, so what? Up to 2 minutes, I think that's fine, because some people have pain, for life, because they're in wheelchairs, because they have really health problems. They're in pain for life, right? So, and why be so worried that they have to give first the pain injection, and after that they have to do the real lethal injection? None of these are needed. Just to go faster, so we can use these injections now. But no more will be ordered, no more will arrive. People that use the counties and countries that have them can already use and done. Okay, and people that don't want to cooperate, so for family members, they have up to 8 weeks, right? Up to 8 weeks, as soon as they have their proper school and their proper house, right? So this is another thing is already decided. As soon as they have these two things in their lives, they have to be 100% good. 100%. So they have up to 8 weeks of adjustment. Okay, that is for children, teenagers, parents, for everyone. Okay, 100% good. So they have to show that they're improving along these 8 weeks, because we are not having anyone that do not want to cooperate. Don't talk nice with their parents, don't respect, don't cooperate on a house, don't help the laundry, don't help cleaning up, or they talk mean with their parents, right? Or parents that talk mean with their children. Because we're not having, we are going to talk to them really serious. The parents have to talk, to them, and the teachers have to talk to them. That is no more of bad practices, evil practice in our planet. That's really enough. We're having no more. So everyone is to start improving from day of notice. And of course, at the school, they're going to learn about all these rules and guidelines. That's one of the priorities. They are going to play? Yes, they need to play, but in the morning, during school classes, that's priority for them to learn all the rules and guidelines from our Constitution every single day. So I think 2 hours, let's put 2 hours. I think 2 hours reasonable, okay? During these 8 weeks, 2 hours every day. So they have from 7 o'clock in the morning until 11:50 or so, right? They're gonna have all this. So they have 5 hours, right, of learning, and I'm going to see if they have 6 hours of learning. Yeah, I think it will be better, right? 6 hours of learning, and 2 hours every single day for 8 weeks of arriving, because some families going to start school much earlier than others until schools are made and they can start attending, right? So 2 hours every day so they can learn the rules and guidelines of the International Constitution Handbook, okay? Because we're going to stop this. And everything bad they have, they need to write it down. So it's mandatory. At the end of the day, every parent needs to check that child, that teen, the young adult was polite, was respectful, brushed teeth, took a shower on time, did everything, did help the laundry during the week, help clean up, because we're not caring these kids, that doesn't want to do anything, or young adults, or anyone. People need to help, according to their capacity. Like very elders might have some more problems to move around and do things, but they have to cooperate. In which way? The way they can, because they have 28 weeks to be better, right? The people have a problem, physical problems, for example, right? So, but they're going to cooperate. How they're going to cooperate? The way they can. For example, if they cannot bend and plant gardens on the floor yet, they're trying. What they're going to do? They're going to walk fast, right? For them to start improving their body. They're going to be right there by the family talking, selecting seeds at the table, the picnic table, anything they can do. Or sitting on a chair. People can bring a chair right now. It's okay. For elders, right? They can bring chairs to the gardens for elders, so elders can sit down with their families. And they have to move every day a little bit. Okay, if they can stay already 5 minutes bending to take care of the gardens, they stay 5 minutes, and then they can do 10. If they're really, really old, because some people are not old but incapable, some are 89 years old, and might be very bad, it's okay. But as soon as they're showing improvement, that will be fine. Okay, talking, communicating. Wow, wonderful, great, look, here more seeds. Or they can prepare anything. They can stand up and water. That's something else they can do, things like that. Because we have to stop thinking that houses are hotels. Even hotels are not going to be like that anymore. People that throw their towel on the floor or leave their towel on a counter, don't hang the shower towel in a proper location, or people that come from the pool and don't rinse, don't wash their bathing suits, need to take the chlorine out of their bathing suits right away. Simple things like that we have to do. We have to do. People that don't take their shoes, and leave them by the door, on the cabinet, on a shelf, not a cabinet, it's a shelf. We already decided at the door gonna be 2 shelves with a seat for people to put their shoes. They're not walking inside with dirty shoes from the street. They keep them right there, okay? For us to avoid having that towel, the cleaning towel, every day, wash over and over, over and over, we're not having that towel. Remember that we used to say that we put some drops of soap so everybody rub their feet, but that's not sustainable. People already leave their shoes by the door, in this proper location, open. It's not going to be cabinet, for them to have fresh air. I think it's the most sustainable. And they can sit right there instead of coming all the way to the chair of the dining room. They're gonna sit right there. There's a bench, a strong, very strong bench with 2 shelves that people can put their daily shoes. Some special shoes they can keep and inside their bedrooms. That's fine, but then they can carry with them, right, for special events, things like that. That's fine. They can have their social shoes, for example. Right? They can carry them, sit on this bench, right? That's for a good, reasonable 2 people to sit, like a little more than a meter, okay? For 2 people to sit comfortably at the time, and we put all the shoes there. Right now that family is going to be really, really big, right? Many families going to be 10, even 14 people. So if it's not enough room, because all these cabinets are designed for future generations, not for these 15, 18 years until everyone grows up, right? Because families, we are going to adopt a lot to end orphanages. So those that have even better practice, they can keep inside their bedrooms, right? Or they can have 2 benches. Families that can have 2 benches, because for 15 years, that's fine, we can have 2 benches. All right? An extra shelf there. That depending where it is, Can be even on a kitchen cabinet. If a kitchen is very close by, because some kitchens are huge and have too many cabinets you're not going to use. So for each place, the organization volunteer is going to say where that family, according to the design of their homes, right, are going to keep the shoes that does not fit on this one cabinet. Okay? All right? Or according to the situation, if they don't have extra kitchens because the apartment or house was already built with the new less cabinetry at the kitchen, so it is worth it to have two benches by the front door, two benches with two shelves, each one of them. So every person will have a proposal. As soon as they go to the doctor, they're going to talk about health, right? They have to follow health items to follow, right? A proposal. They're going to have a proposal. So for health, and they also have to do their things at home according to the Peace app. The Peace app gonna take care of everything at home. You're doing this, you're doing that. So the parents have to sit at the table when they finish eating or before prayer time, according to their age of the kids, because everyone is being adjusted, right? They need at least 10-20 minutes because they have many items they have to check according to how many people they live at the house, and they have to check. Parents need with the cell phones on their hands, and ask everyone and make sure they did, because some kids, they say, yes, I brushed teeth, and they did not. If the cameras see, because we're doing that, the cameras for brushing teeth going to be on a corridor, right? And they have to brush their teeth with their door open, right? Everything, everyone, And for married adults, they have two options. For example, if it's a house with 2 floors, they can also open the door, if that's possible, to see, and have the camera at the corridor and brush the teeth with the door open. Or they have to go to one of the kids' bathroom and also brush teeth and floss with the door open, because we're going to stop this, that people don't want to floss, because they bleed, or this or that bleed, because they're not used to. They have to do it. Floss every single day, and we have to make sure we're doing that. So every organization volunteer, we already tell for their community how gonna be done, because some master bedroom cannot see the bathroom, and we're avoiding to have cameras. Cameras gonna be installed, but they're not going to be connected if it's no need. All right? Okay. So for married adults brushing teeth, they have to be able to be seen by the corridor camera. Okay? So that's already decided. The other thing is for shower. For shower is already decided. Kids that stay forever in a shower or turn on the shower without even being at the shower, when they turn on the shower, they're ready, undressed, ready to go. They already have their towel there, they already have their soap there, they already have their brush there, the loofahs to brush themselves, right? They already have the things handy, and then they turn on the shower. Because, my friends, we have to learn how to be sustainable. We cannot use, with solar panels. We have to be really reasonable. Many families will still live in cold countries that we don't have much light, on winter gray days, right? The skies are not really blue. So we have to have the rules and guidance for all countries the same. According to this, they have to take quick showers. In the morning showers, 4-minute shower, quick, done. It is, people not in mud. They were not playing in the mud or crazy sweaty. It's a quick shower in the morning, quick shower. Okay? In the evening, it's okay a little more because people got sweaty. They have to wash their hair. Then I'm going to take a few more minutes. The minutes for shower, I'm going to let you know afterwards, because it's going to be a difference for people that are ready, for example, on days they have to shave, or if they already have the permanent shaving, right? And then going to be difference. So I'm going to tell you this afterwards. How many minutes will be reasonable? Kids can play on a tub, that's fine. Until the end of 4th grade, they can have more days. And after that, everyone, adults, elders, young adults, teens, everyone have that. But not too long, because now our families are really big, right? And we don't have too many bathrooms right now. So our rules and guidelines for shower and tub showers, right, baths, minutes gonna have a guideline for now, because many families gonna be really, really big, right? And gonna have the proper rule as soon as at the Constitution. Because soon as people start marrying, right, the kids, teenagers start getting married, and will be living at their own homes, right? So people gonna start following the proper rule. At the Peace app, these details like this one I just said for shower use, right, bathroom use, gonna have a little place where we're gonna put that addition to the 28 weeks, and not at the permanent one that will be for hundreds of years, centuries and millennia, not that one. So little details for these 20 years or so from the organization launching day, because 18, 20 years, everyone gonna be already married, and new families gonna be already using 100% of the International Constitution. So for details like that, we are going to place them in addition to the 28 volunteer weeks. And families gonna be on that adjustment time only for according to the age of their youngest kids, right? Okay, as soon as they have 2 or 4 kids, right, according to their county, what's established by the county, how many they can have on a future years, then they will already, for these details, they will already be joining the permanent information from the International Constitution Handbook, and not this addition made, these few exceptions, not exceptions, additions posted at the 28 weeks, right, while the families are really big. All right. And people really need to cooperate. For example, grandparents, elders, or people that are just getting out of wheelchairs or crutches or canes and all these things, right? So they're going to follow. We are going to have details. People that with certain disability, what they need to do to catch up, so they will be good at the 28 weeks. Not perfect, but good, much better, up to the end of the 28 weeks, with steps they need to have. Because we cannot put a rule like people on wheelchairs. Because in the United States, we have people on wheelchairs that are obese. They don't have any other problem. They just have obesity and inflammation on the body because they eat unhealthy food. So we are not going to have unhealthy food for sale anymore. So they are going to improve soon. They're going to eat raw salads, right? A lot of raw veggies and proper food without all these bad things. So they're going to take inflammation out of their body really quick. Okay? So that will be good. But we cannot put have a proper rule for everyone that use a wheelchair, for example, or for everyone that use crutches, or for everyone that use, all these things that we already talked, because every person that use those things can be completely different from one country to another, right? Some people don't even have too much problems, but they still use these things. They go to supermarket, instead of walking, they use those little wheelchairs, supermarket wheelchairs, and some countries never even have them. Third world countries don't even have those chairs for people to sit. So their main problem is obesity, for example, as I said, or inflammation, and nothing really happened to their backs, their bones, or something like that. So this video, it's updates for everything, right? Okay. So for places that are big enclosure places, like inside a big building, as I have a video here, they can use, if that place will be used for a school or residential community, they can have pools inside if they are in cold areas, because our objective is not to hurt people or be mean, nothing like that, but to be useful, to have places that are being useful for good practice. And one of the main things for life is workout, stretching, workout really well. Okay, so all these places that in cold areas, they need to have small pools indoors with big glasses, right? Big glasses, so the light will come, because some people might, need them. It's not mandatory to make pools because people can run, but sometimes, if it's so cold outside, it might be worth it for them to have those pools, indoor pools, that people can take turns, right, doing their workout, instead of not doing their exercise or just run inside their homes too much. Because in some places get really cold for months, right? So I think, let's say that. So it's mandatory for people in cold areas to have a pool. And I'm going to give you an answer after about this workout. These parks that have very, very strong machines, they last forever, for people to look like treadmills, but they're not. So I'm going to tell you afterwards if for very cold places above the 35 degrees from the equator, if they can also have little gyms with those very, very strong and durable machines. So people have the option of doing this or the pool, because we cannot have people for many months inside the homes, and it's really cold out, even that we are trying to have everyone really strong and healthy. So also for them to have very strong immune system, right? But let's already decide. So every city, right, above the 30 county, because the same rule and guidelines for the whole county, not for cities. We already decided. It's the whole county, every details on rules and guidelines for the whole county. Okay, so for every county that is above the 35 degrees from the equator, we'll have these two options: the gym, right, with these very, very strong machines, and also the indoor pools. I think that's really good. Yeah, or 40. I will let you know afterwards. So it will be 35 degrees from the equator or 40 degrees. Okay? All right. In counties that will be right in the middle of these degrees that I will establish, they will see which part of the county is more south or north of that rule we are placing in. Okay, so here I have an example of indoor places that were already built. So for example, I don't know what this building is. I got this image online somewhere. So we can use it for a residential community or for a school, right? I really don't know what it is, but I'm gonna keep talking about. I could not stretch that image. Okay, so for one or for the other, the organization volunteers will already make a proposal. So instead of pool tables like you saw there, right, for people, 2 people play, we're gonna build pools. real pools for people to swim, because it's a more complete workout. And they can also have water fun days, right? If it's for family or for educational site, whichever it is, because I have no idea what that building is. So for everywhere, we're going to do that. This is really important, right? For us to have good places, and be reasonable for people to work out, because they take maybe 5 minutes to get to this pool, right? But the pool going to be heated and available during all these months. And with sliding windows. Okay, so when it's warm, they still can use the same pool, they open up the windows. And of course, they have to work out more outside, right, on those countries, so they can have a lot of vitamin D during the warm months. Okay, so every building, old building, previously made building, will be remodeled according to the organization volunteers. They're going to take what's mandatory, because we cannot have tiny details for everything, but we're going to have most details, because some houses are really according to the have some details that we believe that we're going to have awesome volunteers, that they will be doing proper care, on improving everything that's needed for a commercial site, residential community, house, apartment, or whichever it is. So I will let you know afterwards. This little gym that I'm saying, that's not little, but can be in this open area close to this indoor pool, right beside there, under the same roof and not in a tiny room. The other option is to have court where people can play ball. So I really don't know which one going to be the most sustainable, with most people being able to use it. So if they are a residential community, or if they are an educational site, how this can be done. So a few details like that, we're going to have other people also to give ideas on how that can be made. Because if we have some, like these machines, right, that people can run, like thread mill machines, but not with all these details that they have nowadays, so they won't break easily. Will be more manual for people really to walk, right, on their own power. They don't even have electricity, like those found in parks, really like those found in parks. They will be really made in a strong way. And or we are going to have a court, and people are going to play, for example, small rackets, right? So we have a few people on one side, a few people. I don't know if they're going to work either. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're not going to work, because people can do a lot of workout with this option, but it's just a pair, 2 people, so that's not good as well. For a whole team to play, we're going to need a bigger court, right, because they play and run and work out that way, right, make their heart pump. So that will be okay, but they need more room. And if they're playing with a ball, for example, we need to have a net that we don't want between the pool and this court. All right, so details for the indoor place, we are going to give you afterwards. Even also because some places, people cannot run in the snow, right? And for people to be run inside their living room, it's not very sustainable either. So for this detail for working out in this cold region, right, on the 35 degrees from the equator and above, gonna be the pool for sure. That's already decided. Every residential community and every educational site will have these pools. Pools do not need to be very big, because people can take turns and they can start working out 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, right now during these 28 weeks, people are not going to be working out in the middle of the night, like 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning, because We want to be safe, for people to know who they have, know each other. So we are not doing, during the 28 weeks, we are not doing workout from 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning. But for afterwards, yes, we can do it, because then everyone will already know who are the residents. We are going to have street lights, because of course it's dark a lot of part of the year, many places dark from 5 to 6 o'clock, okay? And that's reasonable, all right? That's very sustainable. Already run in the morning before the day starts, because some people are going to come back tired and really busy with the children to get dinner going and showers going, and the parents need to be right there, so they can focus. From 6 to 8 o'clock, there's a lot to do, okay? All right, but they're not working out during the 28 weeks at night. All right. 7 until 7:40 or so is reasonable if the young children can take showers and be in bed by 8 and have their prayers. They need to have their prayers and little stories before 8. 8 is time to turn off the light for every child until the end of 4th grade. So the parents need to tell the little stories. They need to take a shower and eat, of course, and tell the little story and do the prayer until 8. 8 sharp, it's for the light to turn off, and be quiet at the house. They cannot move around or have a problem. Okay, forget the problem. No one gonna have problems anymore. All right, that's enough of problems, walking around the house in the middle of the night and eating and drinking water and doing this, and they're gonna stop. All this needs to stop. Needs to stop. And I have an improvement here, right here, for the children, teens and young adults. They do not have 8 weeks. They have 2 weeks from notice day. Notice day on this case will be what? So they have 1 whole week to learn about the rules and guidance at home and at school. So parents gonna have this extra Peace app points to check, right? So about everything they have to go over. That's really important. They have to go over their children, teens, and young adults, and grandparents, everybody, the whole family. Okay, and then they're gonna check for each one. Okay, everyone heard about this. Take quick showers. Everyone. So we're gonna check that item for every person. Everyone knows that they need to cooperate with laundry. Everyone knows. All right, so they're gonna have parents gonna be doing that every single night, checking all these things. Yeah, because one time, many times is not enough. And the teacher gonna be doing the same thing. They're gonna focus on this priority list. Instead of going, as I said before, for them to watch the documentary and learn, study the whole International Constitution book, no, they're gonna focus on this. So the teachers at school, they're gonna keep talking over and over. Let's say for 8 weeks. So it will be 1 hour on this priority list, keep talking and talking, and for 4 weeks. And then 4 weeks gonna be for the second, priority list we're gonna have. All right, so we're gonna have 2 priority lists. The first 4 weeks, home and school, and then the following 4 weeks, home and school. They're going to be talking about the same exact things for people to put on their heads what they cannot do. All right, so that will be after the first week. Everyone will already learn about these things at home and school, and they already have the information whichever house they are, not, as I said before, from their new house. Whichever house they are, they have to be better right there. As soon as they learn about these rules and guidelines, they have to be on time right there. Okay? This is very important. Very important. All right? So we are not doing 8 weeks anymore once that's not needed. Okay. All right, my friends. So thank you so much. And these updates is for different handbooks, and we're going to have everything properly organized afterwards. Okay? All right, thank you. Talk to you soon. The other thing that everyone will fill up a list of the places they live. Things that need to improve on their building, if it's erosion or not, and also in places that they work. So when people are going to be home for 4 weeks, they're going to have this list online given to them so they can fill out, and people are going to look around, walk around, okay, and get those lists done. And mostly for their homes also, things that need to fix and to be up to date and very organized for everyone. The other thing that I didn't say is people that hurt others without others even knowing about. For example, for products that they sold, very expensive or not, but things that they say that was good and but they don't work. So people that produce them, they know they're doing something bad quality. And people that sell them are responsible as well. So the organization volunteer is going to see who is the most in charge of that. Products that don't work, don't work. Or things that very, very bad, they break easily. For example, white glasses that get yellow with the sun, nobody ever told you that. Even without makeup, they get yellow. Or things of the house, they are not durable, they don't last. But they were charged a regular price, but they don't work. So for every single thing, the organization volunteers gonna decide if the person did it on purpose or not, if the person really didn't know, it's okay, so how? Because the organization volunteers know about people. They know about people. They have been studying people for a long time, right? With life experience, right? They're parents, they had children before or not, but they study certain areas, they're professionals in certain areas, so they know about people brain, about people practices, because we need to get proper adjustment for everything, because there's no more evil practice in our planet, in our humanity. We have to end that, really end those things that are not good, not positive for us. Okay, so I'm not doing this for me, for you, for my family, or my friends. No, for the entire humanity. Rules are going to be the same for everyone. Okay? All right. So the other thing is that while people don't have the Peace app, they already have the notice somehow, in one way or another, an email or someone talking about them. It's for people to be better. We have to be better. For us to evolve spiritually, we have to be better, improve our practices, okay? And so we don't have bad consequences as well in our lives, okay? So when people are asking something, do it properly, start and finish. Don't stop in the middle of the way. If you're doing a report, you start and finish that report. If you're doing an activity, a volunteer work, you start and complete that and say, look, I'm done. Okay, do you need a report or are you going to be the one doing the report? Make things clear, talk to people, look people's eyes, and have things properly organized and completed. Complete, everything complete. It's forbidden to don't go to work, don't go to study, sick. Nobody going to be sick. Everyone going to be eating healthy food. No one going to be sick. Okay, so this is very important. If the person receive a notice, no more trash is no more trash, so don't buy things that promote trash anymore. Okay, because we are still going to have at the street trash pickup and not inside the property. Okay, and this is also a notice. People receiving this notice on this day, this moment, no more trash pickup inside the properties. All dumpsters going to be taken out everywhere in all countries and going to be only at the street pickup. Going to be 2 days a week, and after that going to be only 1 day a week. People going to have the notice, the office of each community going to have a little paper saying which days the trash pickup, and as soon as possible, people will also have their notice on received by on their cell phone with the WhatsApp. Everything, everywhere, our way of communication is WhatsApp. That's what we're using for everything, okay? And not all these portals of communities that's hard to understand. One person move and then have to learn everything again. No, we're not using that. It's WhatsApp. A message sent to everyone. A new person came, so gonna be the WhatsApp messages for newcomers, new residents, okay? So get the person number. Oh, you download already, you have to download right here. You just moving in, you have to download your WhatsApp if you don't have yet. Make sure the person has that, has the drug test. Of course, people moving in, they can, because they're gonna, the main thing is for them to go to another state, right? If they have something that they were not doing properly. For couples, because we cannot count couples, elders, and teens, right? We're going to focus on couples, right? Because it's going to be our main information line will be with couples, okay? And the others have to join, so they're going to be moving. So they're going to be moving from one community to another, but they need those things. They need the drug test, if they pass or not, but they need to present, right? They need to show the original, and they need to take a picture and send to WhatsApp to the new office. Every document going to be sent to the new office with this. People that have mean dogs, not friendly dogs, they already have to move without them. They have to leave them at their vets to kill them, right? And before they move, and has to be fast, they drop them off and say bye. They can pray afterwards, pray before until the office, can accept, make sure, call before. Veterinarians are mandatory to receive every dog, pain or not, receive and give lethal injections to those that cannot live. If they have too many health problems, pray for them, they're going to born again, right? And if they don't have many health problems, then it's okay. But if they're mean, they scare people, because some people say, oh, it's friendly, but they scare people so much with the way they bark, or with owners that cannot even control them when they're walking with them. So they scare people, right? All of those, and owners already know. They don't need a notice. They already know if their dog do this with their neighbors, right? The owners already know, and it's mandatory. Day of notice. Okay, you have 24 hours to put your dog to sleep. That's it. That's it, because we cannot have mean dogs walking around. Communities walking around the street. We cannot have those anymore. It's also forbidden for dogs to be without a leash. It's friendly. Oh, that's fine, but we're having many new people coming in. It's friendly up to the moment, but no one can imagine a reaction of a dog. And every dog needs to take their ear pins out. They need to have proper scanning and have the clear vet form of no pins. They can walk, they can run, they have to walk, they have to run, right? The dogs and cats gonna have their physical exam. They have no ear, mini, tiny speakers, right? Connected to their owner's cell phones or computers or whichever it is, right? Because we don't want dogs that can hurt our humanity. Dog owners that think they're the best because they have a mean dog, and they can control them for everything they want. Okay? And the scan is to be the whole body, because some dogs, we don't know. They might be trained with a chip on their leg, on their body, their belly, who knows? Or ears, I said, with sounds, different sounds for them to react differently. So we're not having any dog without this complete checkup. They need the complete scan that they have no metal parts inside their body, and the people need to go to these special veterinarians that have that. And hospitals that have too many of those machines need to give some to the veterinarians, so they're gonna put all down to sleep, because that's the only way. We have to be safe. Goodness, we have to be safe where we walk, where we are, where we live, right? Where we study, where we, everywhere. So about dogs also, we are going to have some parks that dogs can go, but they're not going to be called dog parks because we're not going to have them in the future. They're here just for these 10 years and no more. We're not going to have them anymore. New people gonna born, and animals gonna born in people. Dogs gonna already born in people because that's the way they can evolve spiritually and evolve most capacities as possible. Not in dogs, but as in people, in a person. Okay, the other thing is that for people that are doing pest control, on houses, gonna be the resident that lives there, the maintenance person comes, right, and leave the machine right at the door. They're gonna say which day they're gonna do that, and it will be a Saturday. Once a month or every other month. I'm gonna tell you after. I think every other month, right? So they're gonna come at the door, they're gonna they're gonna drop off the machine, knock the door, right? So they can do that for the whole morning. As soon as they're done, the families that already have that inspection gonna know the time. They wait for them and go back. The whole family working at the garden on Saturday mornings gonna know the time the pest control person gonna come. The pest control person is a person that live at the residential community. How they're gonna work? All right. The families, each building gonna know the time they will come, exactly the time, that 20 minutes they're gonna come. Depends how big is the building, of course, but let's say about 20, 30 minutes. All right. Okay, so they're gonna knock the door on that time established for all buildings of that same community. So they're gonna knock the door, leave the machine outside of the door. The owners get the machine, close the door quick, say, excuse me, close the door, lock the door. Okay, that's how it's gonna work. They lock the door, they get the machine, this little pumping machine, spray machine, and gonna spray where it's mandatory. And I will let you know afterwards where it's mandatory, because we cannot have ants and cockroaches inside the houses. We need, and some cities are bad. We need to treat our homes. Yes, we need. Some places are in rural areas, so we need to treat for ants, right? Or some places rain, and rain bad, things come inside. So we will have a guideline, during these 28 weeks, how often gonna be, depending, where these buildings are located, for commercial buildings and residential buildings, okay? And also for city offices. All right, so how they're gonna work? Gonna be every month or every 2 months or even more often, okay? All right, so they're gonna come, drop off the machine, the person say thank you, get the little machine, the little pumper, right? The little spray machine, lock the door, and then they come inside and do everything that's listed. So under the sink, under the counters, or not, under the bathrooms, or in little places like this they see, so if they have a dog, the dog cannot lick that until it's dry. So gonna have all the details, because we need chemicals that work. They're gonna be as natural as possible can be, but we need those treatments in corners, in porches. Yes, we need. Okay, and then gonna have, it's a pesticide, it's bad for people, right? But we need, because it's better have that than have ants all around until the gardens are grown, we have herbs and everything else. Okay, so the person finished to spray everything, right? Gonna spray everything, either was or not, remodel the place. Okay, then the couple gonna go to the front door, return the machine to the maintenance resident that's waiting right there, okay? And then gonna say thank you so much, have a great day, look the person eyes, say bye, right? Come inside, lock the door again, okay? Lock the door again, and then gonna call teens and children and elders. Say, we're ready, we have to go now, have 2 minutes to leave the house. okay? So they already leave. They're not going to the bathroom now or drink water now. They're already done, okay? They're already done. Even little children have to get used to that. They're already there for about 10, 15 minutes, okay? So they already went to the bathroom, they already drank water, unless they were really the first house. And then they just had maybe 5 minutes inside, so they can go. But other than that, they already had their time to go to the bathroom, okay? And not wait for the parents to call, and then they're going to start doing those things. Drink water, go to the bathroom, and wash their hands, and then leave. They already have to be ready when the parents say, go, leave now. I said up to 2 minutes because I don't want to be like, pressured. Leave now, leave now. So we have to leave now. Everyone gets, but it's up to 2 minutes to leave the house. Okay, it's forbidden for communities of any type to have the keys of residents. Okay, as soon as the residents are there, they're already gonna give the key, and they cannot have keys. Everyone needs to adjust, have new keys of their apartments, and no one can get in anymore. As soon as they're remodeled. Okay, until that moment, people are gonna come in and fix, the best as possible, because some families might stay there while they're taking carpet out, while they are taking, electricity and things like that, because some places we have no hotels for everyone, let's say like that. Okay, but as soon as they are moving, the family will be moving to their house or apartment that was ready remodeled, ready fixed, completely fixed. They have a key and no one else. Okay, and they have to actually sign a paper. The offices have to sign a paper saying that. Okay, that's very important. They have to sign the paper that they don't have a key and that a new key was made. They have these little key machines, right? These big residential communities. That's what we need. They need to remake. No one, to avoid people, that move to the same community or move to another place to one day get in. So everyone needs a new key, okay? On the day, not before the remodeling, on the day the remodel is completed, because we're going to have people in and out, right? Electrician, plumbers, roofers, painters, everybody, right? Fixing, improving, okay? So people are going to have access to keys, so to avoid. As soon as the family move in, they have a new key right there, okay? All right. 4 keys in some countries that they don't have this machine to make a new key right there, with the old knob. They will have a complete knob that this is possible, so they can have a key themselves, okay? If they lose the key of their house, they're in trouble. That's the only way. We are going to have pants, clips, right? Inside, I think that's the most sustainable for people to carry their key. So every pants will have a little strong grabber, right, for people to put their keys there. I think that's the most reasonable, with a very strong latch that will last for many, many years. Okay. Yeah, the other idea, I have to think bad about that, because the other idea is for little pockets for millennials, centuries and millennials. Or if we keep using, if it's a very strong metal with that little spinning thing, I don't know the name now, if they will be really strong, or if it would be better for the person to close with a cotton, make a knot, So for this detail, where to keep the keys, I'm going to let you know afterwards. But basically, will be one of these 2 ways, right? Or a proper key hook, or people gonna have in a cotton and just make the tight it up right there. I think a hook with the metal hook attached to cotton thing on their every adult pants, right? Pants and shorts. Okay, so when they get out, they will attach, but not outside, so the key won't be hanging outside, but to inside the adult pants. Okay, I think that's really the best and most reasonable. The other thing is that until the end of the 20 weeks, people can use those doors with fingerprint only until they move to the new house. As soon as their house is ready, they cannot use that anymore. Okay, because we need to have the same rule and guideline for everyone. They're gonna use proper keys, because proper keys are the ones that we can use for centuries. All right? Okay, great. Will be forbidden for places to make keys. We can make now, but like key places and key people, these companies that open the doors and do this, and that's forbidden. They have to close down the day of the notice day, and they cannot open anymore, because we are not going to have them anymore. People lock their key inside the cars, lock the key, forgot the key inside their homes, forbidden. Okay? We are going to have proper keys. We are not going to have this little tiny little moving knob. We're not having them. These doors, they have a big knob. I'm going to take a picture right now. And they have the little tiny one. We're not going to have this tiny one, because if a child comes and turns this around, and then it's hard to move. But the big one, if a child turns a big one, a child can open that big one for sure. Okay? Or that child's in trouble. If they're going to be playing, the parents, no, don't open the door for you, don't open the door. So not the little one, but the big one, yes, we're going to have. Okay? All right. And no fingerprint little machines, because they need battery and everything else, as soon as, until the house is remodeled. Because people put for their safety, it's okay them to keep until they move out. People that will have those fingerprint machines and they have to move out, they need to leave already the attached, right? So for the new people to already come in. People that are moving out, they will leave their door open, the keys at the counter, okay? So the new family coming in, that volunteer will let them know which apartment they have to move, right? They're going to move in, have the keys right there at the counter, the door will be open, or they will get the key at the office, whichever the place it is, because cities vary a lot from one place to another. Some places the people are really honest, but some places they are not. So the volunteer is going to decide. They can move in and go to the office as soon as the office is open, right? Or they need to come only when the office is open, get their keys, sign their documents, and then come in. Yeah, sorry, improvement here. Everyone needs to go to the office first to sign their papers, make sure they have WhatsApp, receive the first information right there in front of the person attending them, right? Make sure they got the message. They will reply to the office person of their community, so they're sure both of them have their contact and their reply, their information, right? And their reply. Okay, and then they get the key, they sign their papers, and then it's done. We are not forbidden to have extra contracts, right? With all these rules and guidelines, some places have 20, 40 pages in a language that is like lawyer language, right? Official, hard language, and people cannot understand what they're saying. All these contracts, all our paperwork gonna be in an easy language for people to be able, my friends, to understand what they're reading and not learn of what they have to learn, learn 2 times. It's not needed. Okay, so all these lawyer languages, for contracts, are going to be reviewed, and we're going to have a proper list of words we can and we cannot use. Okay? All right. To be easy, to facilitate things for us and for us to have better and easy practices for everyone. Okay, so here are the 2 little knobs that I was just talking about. So this one, the little one, we're not having, okay? Because a young child can easily lock that and parents can be outside, you know, so we're not having that, okay? But this one, yes, we are having, because it's easy. Instead of locking the door, the person gonna lock here, you know. This one is a good one. It's big and strong, it's visible. In the same way as the light fixture, I already said that, but here now I'm showing. We're not having those that are tiny, you know, that the things that you have to click and they're tiny. You know, we're having this one, look. You know, we can, you see here, it's about even more than 1 centimeter. You see my finger there? Okay, let me show you this way. Maybe it's better. You see my finger? All right. So, gonna be easy for people to move around, a child, an elder, adult, everyone, you know, not these tiny things that gonna be hard or not durable, right? They have some sliding ones. We're not having that. It's forbidden, not needed, not sustainable, or the light is on or the light is off. So this is very important. All the doors gonna have something like that. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do for them to come and have this stronger thing. So we are sure over the years, you know, in case someone come, you know, or a wind, because might happen, right? A wind come and slam, so it won't damage the wall in any way. We have for many years. All doors gonna have something that they will close. I don't know about that. Yes, we will. That they close automatically, slowly, you know, they will close on by themselves, okay? But when they break, then we don't need anymore. This is just to help now, and, you know, they can last for a few decades, and one day when they break, they're gonna be taken out. They have a pressure, you know, not the very strong, crazy one that they use in schools in the United States, no, that the doors are really hard, not that ones. They're very simple ones. They come and they close, okay? All right, when they are broken, and then we don't need them anymore, because everyone will already have good practices and have always their front door open and locked. Okay, the other thing is, for now, people gonna, places that already have offices at their residential community, they're gonna sign their document at the office, right? Because we don't have our city offices open yet. As soon as we have our city offices, everyone will be dealing with all documentation of all type for everywhere at the city offices, and not individually to many different places. So if a family has to enroll the kids at preschool, others at schools, others at university, right? Because they're going to adopt as well. Parents, adult education, and themselves university. They're not going to all those places. And then they have to do their house and their work, you know, all the same documents to show these 5, 6 places, right? No. As soon as the organization have city offices open, they're going to deal with all documents at once right there at the city office. They present, they scan everything, they're going to sign up ahead, right? It's mandatory. They have to do everything online first. When they go to the city office, they're going to present the originals, okay? And the city office is going to take pictures of the ones that are needed, very important ones, such as the marriage certificate, birth certificate, and I think that's it. I don't think we need any other, okay? The citizenship, yes, we need the citizenship, and so marriage, citizenship, and birth certificates, okay? All right? We need one more to be 4. I'm gonna let you know afterwards which one's gonna be, but we really need those documents. I think, yeah, birth certificate and the country documents, right? So it will be 4 pages for each adult, right? And 1 document or 2 documents, citizenship and birth certificate, for children and teens. Yeah, I'm going to give you some more specifics about that according to their age. But those are due there. And when they have to go to another educational site, or when they're just arrived to a new city and things like that, that's the place they're going to deal with. If after 10 years they want to move, they're going to apply ahead, that's the place they're going to do that as well. They apply online and bring any document, they're going to apply online with their documents, scan everything, and also ready where they want to move to with authorization, right? So I think people can apply before the 10 years, let's say 2 or 4 months ahead, right? Let's say 4 months, so it's not so crowded. And gonna be a limit. We need to have a limit. Some people cannot move. People that are in jail or had bad practices before, they cannot move. They're gonna stay there for their whole lives. It's very important. The organization volunteers are gonna tell which are those people. They cannot go internationally, they cannot go to other states, and they cannot move until the end of their lives. They cannot, so we're safe because, as I said, we're not having hundreds of people to be checking one or another that are bad, because people need to live. They need their families, they need their free time as well. They need to have fun, they need to study, they need to do other things as well instead of being only on cameras. Okay? All right. We need the cell phones for people, for them to study, for them to check their PSAP points. We need them to be checking their neighbors' practices of all common areas, right? We need that because people are going to be checking each other as well, right? And we are going to use the cell phone. So I'm going to let you know until when we're going to use cell phones. And everyone we already have. Or will be 10 years from the organization launching day, or by 2040. Everyone needs to turn in their cell phones in one of these 2 dates. I'm going to tell you afterwards because I have to see if people really trust how we're going to do that, when we're going to do that, and you're going to decide that. So I'm not deciding this right now. Okay? All right. So the other thing is that people are going to still checking others with computers that we will have at the educational sites, as I already said. Even preschools, going to be people that will be determined to be on the computer room checking others, checking their own preschool, but also places that will be assigned to them, such as commercial plaza and things like that. People are going to have access to those cameras. And when they have a report to make, they have to cut, right, that part of that video, because video is going to be running on movement, right? Some going to be the whole day. At night, won't be movement, won't be cameras, right? All cameras going to be in color, that's already decided. All cameras going to detect sound as well, except for tiny cameras, because some of them don't need. It's more for practice of the person, not what the person is saying. As soon as every room is mandatory to have enough cameras that detect sound, the little tiny ones do not need to detect sounds. Okay? So the security guard that's copying that gonna cut that thing and send. The person that's receiving that can evaluate if it was something they need more back information, right, or not, depending on what it is. For example, children mean to parents, parents mean to children, and so on. So it's something that happened once or happened a lot. If it's before or after the organization launching day, all these things going to count for the person to evaluate. And we're going to have all the details saying for the organization volunteers to follow, and not get ideas from their own heads. We're going to have all the basics, okay, for them, guidelines for them to make their decisions when they're doing those reports. Okay, my friends, dear volunteers of the Clean Water and Peace Organization, I really appreciate all your help, all your work, all your time, okay? Really appreciate. So all these updates are for different departments, and we're going to organize them separately, and will be a gift to have our organization launching day. Have a blessed day and talk to you soon. Thank you.